Welcome to another live stream, a roll up, a pull up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Tap in, tap the fuck in. What we here on today, Mr. Roll Up? Well, before we get there, let me excuse my lateness, man. Y'all know I'm late to everything. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Hey, look, I'm gonna be late to my own motherfucking funeral. You know what I'm saying? And depending on who gonna be there, I might not even show up. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right. So what's going on, Mr. Roll Up? Well, as y'all know, today is March 17th, Massive Deportation Day. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Jason Morris, what's the deal? Tap in, tap the fuck in. From the D to the shy. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Alright? Nah, like I was saying, with this deportation thing, ain't nobody talking about it. But I am. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Also, y'all do know that they are revoking CDLs for these immigrants. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Don't nobody want to speak on nothing good that Trump do. That's why I bring it to y'all here. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. You know, the world is in a crisis right now, but y'all don't understand. It get worse before it get better. That's just how life works. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right, let's go ahead and let's get to it. Blunt roll, man. Y'all ass be tweaking, bro. You know what? We gonna pause that. We gonna pause that. Drink poor. How about that? Trump got us sent off. Damn, that's crazy. Hey, look, man. I know it looked bad, you know what I'm saying, because we at war. But what y'all got to understand is it's a war going on every couple of years. You know what I'm saying? We just so happen to be caught up in the time when it's a war going on. And to be all the way 100, this ain't even no war. This is a wash. You know what I'm saying? What you mean by that, Mr. Roll Up? Well, the wash is they not even firing back. You know what I'm saying? We over there blowing up all they shit, and they ain't doing nothing to us. Name one thing they done did to the U.S. in these past 3 weeks. This war been going on. Not a motherfucking thing. They've been making threats. They even attacked the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? Ain't did shit to us. How about that? Y'all last weekend, bro. All right. Uh, do it. Do it like Desi 24. What's the deal? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Oh yeah. Yeah. You know how we do it. We YouTubing for sure. How about that? Babylon. It's a war against humanity. Hey, again, this is life, man. It's a war every so many years. Damn, that's crazy. Hold on. LA tweaking, bro. Somebody video calls me on Facebook and shit. But damn, man, call it the wrong time. But anyway, we gonna keep it moving, right? Trying to throw me off the shit. Y'all hear that shit buzzing? Like, dog, them Facebook calls is crazy. Like, you could turn the volume off, everything. That shit gonna still keep going. You know what I'm saying? Um, that was actually an important call, but we here on business. You know what I'm saying? How about that? All right. Now, like I was saying with this whole war thing, it need to happen. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't spoke on why this shit need to happen, right? But anyway, this ain't even about all of that. We didn't talk about the war and all of that. Y'all ain't catch that live. Go check it out. I did that like 3 lives ago. You know what I'm saying? We didn't talk about the war. Today is about deportation and the revoking of these CDL licenses for these immigrants. That's what we're gonna talk about today. All right. Now, while we're here, of course, I had to bring out one of my daughter's tablets. How about that? Now, this motherfucker all, you know, nasty and cruddy because you know how kids is. But we ain't here on it. You know what I'm saying? All right? Now, let's get to it. Somalia refugees face March 17th deportation deadline. This was 2 months ago. Now, after I show y'all this video, I'm going to get to breaking it down, but I'm going to show y'all this video first. How about that?
Earning a bachelor's degree doesn't have to put your life on hold. Not only does WGU have a generous transfer policy, but you get to complete coursework whenever works best for you. Study and take tests on your lunch break, after the kids go to bed, or with your morning coffee. Learn more and get started at wgu.edu.
Well, the Trump administration has taken an aggressive approach to immigration, cracking down on immigrants from countries in Latin America, the Middle East, and Africa. Somalia is included in that, has a significant community of immigrants in metro Atlanta. And this week, the government stripped Somali refugees of their temporary protected status. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart has reaction from people with ties to the community. Kevin?
Yeah, Russ, there are thousands of people of Somali descent living here in metro Atlanta. How many of them are on TPS status is unclear to us right now. But there's no question about it. This is a major concern in that community. These are uneasy times for the Somali community in metro Atlanta. Analysts believe about 7,000 to 9,000 people are estimated to live here. People not willing to talk about the scrutiny it faces on this day. First, a travel ban. Now, the stripping of temporary protected status of the refugees.
Contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country.
This comes not long after allegations of massive fraud involving Somali immigrants in Minnesota and subsequent ICE enforcement.
Somalis across the United States are definitely feeling the impact of the fraud allegations in Minneapolis.
Spelman College professor Dr. Dorian Brown Crosby studied the Somali refugee community who found a home and resources in DeKalb County and wrote a book. She says Hollywood portrayals have not served the community well.
The idea that all Somalis are pirates and all Somalis are terrorists and all Somalis are criminals is an old, unfortunate narrative.
Chuck Cook is an immigration attorney. He says Somalis were first granted temporary protected status in 1991 due to war.
The idea now that Somalia is perfectly safe for people to go back to, it's a joke. We all know it's a joke. We know that this is a political move.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem has said, quote, temporary means temporary. Allowing Somali nationals to remain temporarily in the United States is contrary to our national interests. We are putting Americans first. Somali refugees with TPS status must leave the country by March 17th. But
they can file for asylum, so now they'll be here for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 more years. I mean, we're just forcing people through systems that we don't have to do if we had a responsible Congress.
He believes that the solution to all...
Well, y'all heard that, right? Okay. So these Somalian refugees was under this TPS law, temporary protective status, whatever that shit is. They had got that ruling back in 1991. Do your homework. That was at least 35 years ago. That ain't temporary at the fuck all. You know what I'm saying? 35 years is not temporary. But guess what? These other presidents, they ain't been on it. They ain't been doing shit about it. They been letting these motherfuckers live here all this time within the past 35 years with no issues. You know what I'm saying? Well, of course, Trump getting office, what he do? Get the deporting shit. Day one, get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Now, these Somalians, they been holding on to that TPS law that they had going on. Well, Trump he went in office, he did what he had to do. They gave him an extra 60 days to get the fuck up out of here, right? That was back in January. They gave him 60 days to get up out of here. They was telling them, hey, if y'all leave now before March 17th, we'll give y'all some money and we'll let y'all come back. You know what I'm saying? If y'all, do the citizenship right thing, y'all do it the right way and everything, we'll let y'all come back. But if y'all don't take this offer, y'all ain't gonna never come back and y'all ain't get shit. So basically, they gave all these immigrants 60 days to get out the country. Y'all can free willingly leave the country. We'll give y'all some money and everything. Y'all can be cool or whatever. And if y'all do it the right way, y'all can come back. If not, y'all through. So the U.S. gave these immigrants 2 months to do this. Ain't none of these damn YouTubers been talking about this shit. They've been talking about everything but this. They've been given 2 months to leave this motherfucker. They still here chilling, doing whatever the fuck they want. Not only that, if y'all know anything, them damn Somalians been taunting us ever since they been here. Do you know that they sent $9 billion back to their country in this time, within this 35-year TPS law that they had going on? They done sent $9 billion back to their country. And they still saying fuck America. And they trying to take over our land at the same time. Do y'all know that them Somalians run a lot of areas in Minnesota right now? And they trying to branch off and expand. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. That's why Trump don't want the Muslims here. Because the Muslims is trying to take over this shit, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And if they get in position, they going to run this country like how they run theirs. So it's been a lot of unveiling going on that ain't nobody talking about. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just trying to make it seem like Trump just want to kill us and he just want to get involved in this and he trying to throw the Epstein files under the bus and all of this shit. Like, bro, I'm not no Trump supporter and I'm not political. I'm just not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Now, with the whole Epstein file thing, still to this day, they have not proved that he did anything, haven't charged him with nothing. And they keep on trying to say he's trying to bury these files and all of this shit. Like, come on, man. It's millions of pages of files. Do you know they proofread all of that shit before they put it out into the public? If that's the case, then why he not arrested? Evidently, he not in them files like y'all think he is. He might have been in it. He might have been on that island once or twice or something. But to my belief, I don't believe that he really did some hell of a shit. You know what I'm saying? That everybody trying to make it seem like. Because if he was, his ass would be under investigation and he would not be on the fucking podium that he on right now. Running the fucking country as a rapist and all this shit that everybody talking about. I can't see it. I can't see it. So everybody want to keep going back talking about he a criminal. He got found guilty on 34 felonies and all of this shit. Do you know all of them felonies was petty ass felonies? You know you can get a felony for all type of shit. A felony is not just a murder or a kidnapping or some rape or some shit like that. You can get a felony for a lot of shit. Let me use an example. You could be walking down the street. You might got to take a piss as a man. Let's just speak on men, right? You might need to take a piss, right? You go shoot down the alley. Take a piss in the alley. A cop having to ride past, see you taking a piss in the alley. That's indecent exposure. That is a felony. And you are labeled as a sex offender. All because you took a piss in the alley. Not in front of nobody, not harming nobody, not exposing yourself to nobody. But because you're doing it out in the public, it's indecent exposure. That is a felony. You know what I'm saying? You can get a felony for a lot of shit. You can get a felony for putting your hands on a gun. You don't even necessarily got to have possession of the gun. The cops can find this gun somewhere in the bushes or some shit. They can run the ballistics on it and your fingerprints turn up on that gun. They can charge you with that. That's a felony. You know what I'm saying? You can get hit with a felony a lot of ways. Don't think you got to kill some shit or rob somebody to get a felony. You can get a felony for a lot of bullshit. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Hold on. Somebody said some bullshit. If you take a piss in the alley, you deserve to go to jail, dummy. You a grown man. You should know how to find the restroom. All right, man. I just used the example, but okay. Stop making excuses. You better not have no daughters. Matter of fact, I got 2 daughters that I'm a single father to. My daughters are 10 and 8 years old. That I'm a single father to. Let's make sure We reiterate that. I attend everything that they got going on. I take great care of them. They don't need for nothing at all. So what you saying about me is that I had no daughters. I don't get what the fuck the point of that was, because I got two of them, two beautiful daughters that I have on my own. How about that? I don't look for no motherly help, none of that. My kids is good. So I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Nah, back to what I was saying. So like I said, you can catch a felony for anything. Now go look at his felony list. It's all petty shit. That's why his ass ain't in jail or none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not excusing the man for what he did. I'm just stating the real. Because if it really was that serious, he would be in jail instead of being our president. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Nah, fuck all of that, right? Let's get back to the deportation. It's March 17th. Today is the day. TPS is over with. So it's about to be a mass movement in the country, right? It's about to be a lot of change going on. And at the end of the day, we about to see a difference in our bills, price rank things going on around the country that's spiking the prices up. We gonna see the inflation start deflating because a lot of these immigrants been sucking up our resources and ain't nobody been saying shit about it. You know what I'm saying? So with today's massive deportation, all of them damn Somalians and other immigrants that they named off and from Africa and other different places and shit like that, we about to see a hell of a difference. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen tomorrow or none of that. It might be a couple of months from now. It might be a year or two from now before we see a difference. But we gonna start seeing a hell of a difference. You know what I'm saying? Also, something else I want to bring up to y'all about the CDL situation, right? So I'm gonna read y'all this article, and then I'm gonna go into that. Can y'all see it? Probably can't. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna just read it to you, right? Okay. So it say about 200,000 immigrant truck drivers will begin losing their commercial driver's license as they expire under a new rule from the United States Department of Transportation that takes effect Monday. The policy bars asylum seekers, refugees, and deferred actions for childhood arrival recipients from obtaining commercial driver's licenses. Officials say about 5% of all CDL holders in the U.S. are immigrants. 5%. Donald Trump cancels the license of immigrant truckers. All right. So what you guys say about that, Mr. Roll Up? Well, how about this? You say 5%. 5% of all CDL drivers are immigrants. Now, y'all might be like, 5%, that ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me break this shit down, right? Out of 100 people, 5% of 100 is 5 people, right? So out of every 100 CDL drivers, 5 of them is immigrants. Okay, that's a small number. 95 Americans, 5 immigrants. That's to every 100 drivers. You got to think, it's thousands of CDL drivers all across the country. So let's do it like this, right? If you got 100 drivers in your area, 5 of them immigrants, right? Okay, let's do it by your city. Let's say you got 1,000 CDL drivers in your city, right? Do the math on that. Out of that 1,000, that means 50 of them is immigrants. Out of that 1,000, 50 of them is immigrants, right? Okay. Now we got that understood, right? Let's bring it up some more, right? That's 1,000 people in your area. Now let's say your whole state. Let's say it's 100,000 CDL drivers in your state. 5% of that 100,000 is what? 5,000. So in your state, if y'all got 100,000 CDL drivers, at least 5,000 of them is immigrants. What's the deal with that? Okay, you got 5,000 immigrants. Look. I'm gonna let y'all hear this real quick. We gonna wrap all this shit up. I just want y'all to know, Mr. Roll Up, don't be just talking. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, let's pull this up. Let's see. Be honest, I don't even remember which one it was. We gonna go for this one though. All right. I just want y'all to hear what these people got to say.
Welcome back now. New this morning. And local law is arguing teen gangs are down 30 battle between law and order. Those violent crime rates have been.
This ain't a video. That's crazy. I was just watching this damn video. Hold on, let me find it real quick. Okay, right here. Hold on.
Protesters in Portland have now ratcheted up their anti-administration tactics.
Now, hold on.
So far as to bring in.
Yeah, you're going to see it all over, Peter, right? Because, kind of like you said, no one can argue with us for taking out a sex offender out of their neighborhood. That's what ICE is doing. ICE is doing a public safety mission, and these are the people that people should want out of their neighborhoods. So you're going to see any local jurisdiction, a state jurisdiction, county sheriff that wants to work with us, just like the great partnership we have in Florida, we're going to do it nationwide. You're going to see more operations like that.
Next, this is a crazy story. California has now admitted that they've issued at least 17,000 commercial driver's licenses to illegal immigrants. They are now being canceled because nobody knows that these truck drivers can even read street signs in English. Listen to this.
We do have an extreme public safety crisis on our roads. And the root of all of it is unvetted, unqualified, unsafe, non-citizen drivers behind the wheels of these big rigs.
So what can ICE do to help get these illegal immigrant truckers with legal driver's licenses, at least for now, off the road?
You know, Peter, what we've been doing is working with our state partners. We have a great relationship with the governor of Oklahoma, governor of Texas, governor of Indiana. We've seen a lot of great successes out there. You know, during Operation Midway Blitz, we worked with the Indiana State Police, and we got so many of these illegal.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. I just wanted y'all to hear that real quick. What did you want us to hear, Mr. Roll Up? Well, you heard what he said, right? These immigrants are on the road. They can't even read or speak English. But they out here on our roads, though. They moving around our resources. And they can't even understand us. Make that make sense. They don't even know what the fuck we talking about. But we trusting them to haul around our resources. How y'all think all that fentanyl been getting into this country? That ain't nobody talking about. Ain't nobody making this a point as to how is this fentanyl moving around? What is going on with this? Everybody want to talk about the COVID. Ain't nobody talking about fentanyl. COVID is in the air. Fentanyl is a drug. You know what I'm saying? Two completely different things. But ain't nobody trying to step on how this fentanyl is getting here. Why we speaking on that? Y'all know that fentanyl shit coming from Mexico through the cartels, right? Y'all do know that Trump is on their ass too. He want them cartel. Yeah, he want them. He after them next. Ain't nobody speaking on that. Everybody just trying to make it seem like Trump trying to kill us and spike the prices through the air and all of this shit. Like, look, man, y'all not understanding. Do you know that Iran been trying to attack us since 1979? Do your research. Iran been on our head for 47 fucking years. You know what I'm saying? These past presidents, they've been doing like this. That's what's been going on. That's why we haven't went to war with them in all of this time. Because they've been doing this and they've been doing this. Trump came in, he said, fuck that. It's over with. We losing everything. We got immigrants running our country. Our resources is down like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, we taking L after L. And as soon as Trump got in this bitch, what'd he do? Deport. Day one. The fuck up out of here. Well, here it is. Fast forward to tape. What is it, what? A year and a half later? Again, you got the Somalians living under this TPS law. Trump got right on it. Y'all ass through. He tried to get rid of them then. But with that TPS law, it was like some boundaries on it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like if you live with somebody and just say like your name not on the lease, but you getting mail there, like proving that you live there, and the person that you stay with put you out, they can't just put you out right then and there. It's a court proceeding. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, they give you at least 30 days to get your shit and get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? After everything's said and done. If you can prove that you have residency there at that resident, well, at that home or whatnot, you get a certain amount of time to get your shit and go. You don't just gotta leave just today because they make you leave. So a tip for anybody that's staying with somebody, if you getting some mail and stuff like that to that home, that person can't put you out right then and there because they mad at you. You know what I'm saying? You can take it to court, you can get a good 30, 45 days to get all your shit, figure it out, your next move, things like that. You know, I referred that example to this situation. That's kind of like what the Somalians been using. They've been using a like 30-day ruling. You know what I'm saying? That allowed them an extra 60 days in the country. Well, again, that's what today is about. That's what today's live is about. They is through. That 60 days is up. Get up out of here. Eviction day. Y'all gotta go. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all with it, right? I'm gonna tell you like this. When they first started letting the immigrants into the country and shit like that, I was with it. Why you say that, Mr. Roll-Up? Well, y'all know anything about Mr. Roll-Up. I like them foreign girls. You know what I'm saying? I love them, you know, them cross seas. Like, you know, I love them Asians. I ain't gonna lie. I love my black women. Don't get me wrong. But I love them Asians too. And I love them Indians. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, bring them on over. It's about to be a fuck fest around this bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking in my mind. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, right? Nah. They came over here and they got to taking over instantly. One thing I noticed real big about, you know, the whole immigration thing was like it's a certain gas station that I go to. It's like a party store. It got everything. It got everything besides liquor. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it got like the little concession stand in there selling the hot dogs and all that type of shit. The coffee, it got everything, right? I go to that gas station every morning, right? When this immigration shit start happening, it'll be 30 or 40 fucking Mexicans at that damn gas station every morning. I usually hit that gas station about 6:30, 7 a.m., right? They there by 6 a.m. They pulling up in a bunch of landscaping trucks, tree cutting trucks, all type of shit, right? They pulling up deep. They don't know English. They come in there, get their hot dogs, their coffee. They know how to pay for it. Know how to get back in their truck and pull off. I was telling people at the gas station, I'm like, hey, man, y'all don't see what's going on. Something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? They like, nah, everything good. You know, they pay and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But that's taken from us. Something not making sense here. You know what I'm saying? I just kept watching. It's the same thing every day, right? They taking all our resources because they'll work for the cheaper dollar than we will. If we charge $10 to do something, they'll charge $2 to do it. And they gonna get it done in half the time that we gonna do it. So that's what was going on. That's why this whole immigration thing was welcome. Because they know that these people was gonna come in here and do the job in half the time for fucking a fraction of the price. And that's what was going on. That's taken from us as a country. Not only that, they funding these people. They giving them Section 8, what's that shit? The bridge card, the EBT, all that. They getting all of this shit. And not only is they getting this shit, they getting thousands of dollars. It was a report of a woman, she was in the grocery store behind the immigrant, right? The immigrant paid for her shit, she left. She left her receipt. So when the next woman stepped up, she grabbed the receipt, came out the machine, right? The receipt said, she paid for it off the EBT. So you know the EBT balance was on the receipt. Her EBT balance was $12,000 in food. 12,000. And then it was 10,000 in cash. That's $22,000 in government assistance that our people is not seeing. We rarely getting $500-$600 a month. These motherfuckers getting thousands of dollars a month. You know what I'm saying? And they can't even speak English. Not only they not fucking U.S. citizens, they can't even speak our language. And they don't even want to speak our language. They straight. They doing their outside jobs, which is the landscaping, the maintenance, all of that type of shit, where they don't got to be around us. They don't got to talk to us, nothing. All they got to get is the blueprint and the job is done. And that's what they've been doing. And guess what they've been doing with the money that they've been getting from our country? They send it back to their country. And they spit in our face. That's what the fuck been going on with this whole immigration process. Now, I ain't gonna lie, of course, some of them came over here, sat down, did what they were supposed to do. But for the bigger part, it's been problems. When all them Venezuelans came over here, they started taking over shit. They was taking over apartment complexes. They in Chicago gang banging with the GDs and the BDs. Like, they came over here on that tip. They chasing people up the street with machetes. Only Mr. Rolo can chase you down the street with a machete, man. Y'all Venezuelans can't come over here and do that. Only Mr. Rolo can do that. Y'all ass tweaking, bro. So, anyway, they came over here with violence on their mind. A lot of them then went to jail. They then got out, all type of shit. Now, I'm not saying that ain't the same thing with our people because we do the same shit. But let's be real. We had to worry about our country and what we got going on. Not trying to save everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these immigrants was running from. They running from their problems. So they not only is they running from their problems, they bringing their problems with us. Because them good immigrants that's coming over here, they bringing the bad ones with them. They bringing the bad ones with them. And our country suffered from this shit. How about that? So when Trump got back in office for the second time and started deporting shit, it started making sense. I'm like, yeah, because I remember seeing all them damn Mexicans up there every single day, every day. Like, at one point in time, it was the Americans that was going up there doing that, you know, taking all the hot dogs and the coffee and all that, getting their day started. It was the Americans doing that. Now it's the Mexicans. I don't even see Americans doing that shit no more. It's the Mexicans doing it. I also seen a video of an independent contractor. As y'all know, Mr. Roll Up, I'm an independent contractor as well. So sometimes when I see contractors make videos, sometimes I watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand they line of work, right? Well, it was one guy, he was making a video saying how his business plummeted with the whole immigration thing. And he did construction, drywalling, and, you know, that was his thing, right? He said when they came in here, his business plummeted. He almost, you know, went bankrupt. Like, they took him out the game. Well, when Trump came in and got the deporting shit, his business started coming back. Why is that? Because them same people that took his business was them same people that took his business from him was illegal immigrants. They got deported. Now his resources is coming back. How about that? You know what I'm saying? So while y'all want to sit up here and talk about Trump this, Trump that, speak on the things that Trump is doing for the country. You know what I'm saying? Deportation. That's number one right now. We get rid of all of their asses, our economy, our resources will start coming back because we gave it away to them. You know what I'm saying? Billions of dollars, not a couple 100,000, not a couple million, billions. We done lost billions of dollars buying this shit. You know what I'm saying? So let Trump do what the fuck he doing with this war shit that, in political terms, they call it obliterated. We obliterated. They fucking state, country, whatever you want to call it. We obliterated they shit. They don't got nothing. They ships is underseas. They military base is hiding under bunkers. They supreme leader haven't showed his face. I mean, come on, man. What more is y'all asking for? Just let this shit work out the way how it's going. You know what I'm saying? The United States doesn't understand what war means. Iran is not giving up, bro. That's my opinion. Hey, I said, you know what? I don't know if I said this, but I didn't been in talks with people, so I probably didn't have this on record saying this. So let me have this on record right now, right? I'm not going with the fact that Iran is gonna give up. They're gonna wave the white flag. No, that is one of them third world countries. They are wild animals. You know what I'm saying? They strap bombs to their chest to blow up 50 people at a time. They strap bombs to their kids' chest to blow up 100 people at a time. You know what I'm saying? These people is real life wild animals. So I don't see them giving up. But what's gonna happen is they're gonna have to come to some type of deal, some type of agreement, because everything in their country is getting blown to pieces. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I can say that Iran do have the upper hand on us with right about now is the whole Strait of Hormuz. You know, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? It's like that little river stream where basically the ships come in and transport the oil from. And, you know, Iran holds the control of that because it's in a region or whatnot, right? So with that being said, they can cut off that stream to the country. You know what I'm saying? Which means we won't get that oil production, right? That's about the biggest threat that we got going on with Iran right now. Far as war, ain't shit up. But that oil line production, yeah, they got that. And that's what Trump having a problem with. So he trying to get our allies to join in to basically like help secure that whole strait, right? With that being said, Trump still said, hey, we gonna take that shit anyway. We just trying to get our allies to help us, which is China, Russia, Italy, you know, places like that. He trying to get them to join in, the UK, all of them. He trying to get all of them to join in, you know, basically so we could bundle this shit and be done with it, right? But so far, ain't nobody really stepping up, you know. Trump still saying, hey, you know what? Even if they don't step up, we still got this shit flat out, you know? So just let it play out how it's gonna play, man. At the end of the day, we gonna see a difference. After all of this shit is over with, this whole deportation thing get handled, this war get ended, or you know, come to an agreement, whatever it is, we gonna see a hell of a difference, man. That's my word. I put it on that. I believe that 100%, you know, because of this whole thing emerging with other countries, it fucking drained us, man. And we seen the proof, you know, so it ain't no way around it, man. So to wrap this up, like I said, March 17th, massive deportation day today. All of you motherfuckers that's here that ain't supposed to be here, y'all ass through. You know what I'm saying? And TPS can't save you no more. It's a wrap. So we about to see a big change. Just pay attention, everybody. March 17th, massive deportation day. How about that? It's been another live stream of Roll Up a Pull Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.